What's up, dorks and dorkettes and everybody in between? I'm your host of the Dorks Podcast today, Dennis, the D. With me today, as always, is the R, Ricky.
Hello, hello.
The K, Kyle.
Hello, Governor.
And the S, Sheen.
What's happening?
How you doing, guys? How's been your week?
Existing. Normal.
Any crazy things happened in the week so far?
Yeah, I stabbed my thumb with a staple by accident.
Oh,
Wasn't that just a few
I told you
minutes
not to do that.
No, I re-stabbed my thumb earlier by accident, but I stabbed my thumb at work.
Oh, that's great.
Are you just pricking your finger at this point?
Well, no, just moved something sharp and it jabbed me right in the right spot.
I've done that a couple of times myself.
These are real-life problems.
They are real life problems. Well, everybody, so this is one of our just kind of free talk episodes, but I actually did have a topic if nobody else did, real quick.
How dare you assume I don't have
Does
a topic?
anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
I mean, you're the host. Take it away.
Well, do you have something you want to talk about?
No?
All right.
No.
So, has anyone learned something recently that they didn't know about? Like, for example, and Kyle, you can make fun of me about this one. I didn't know that the person that wrote Full Metal Alchemist is a woman. I didn't know that. I did not know that. And it may sound duh. No, I just didn't know that it was written by a woman. I never looked into the artist. Same with Demon Slayer. I never really looked into the artist behind them. And I was like, found out that they were written by a woman. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, isn't her avatar like a little cow or something, or is that a different manga writer?
I have no clue.
What'd you just say?
I like Full Metal, but I never...
If I recall correctly, she might be the one who portrays herself as like a little chibi-fied cow.
Oh, okay. That is what I heard then. I was like, what did you just say?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Kyle would probably know that better than I would.
For Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No, the avatar for the creator of Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, as a little cow? I believe so. I know she does chibi cow stuff with like Ed's hair and like kind of color design. I don't know if she does it for herself. I'd have to check that out.
Hiromu Arakawa.
Like I said, I don't know. I just found out today that it was written by a woman. I found that to be awesome.
No, it was very creative. I've always wished to... Oh, I see. Fighting. Yeah. I was gonna read that out loud. Can't do that. Yeah, that picture. We'll put in the picture for it. But yeah, I suppose she does do cows. Like I said, I've only ever seen her. I've seen a cow with like Ed's kind of outfit and hair on before. Oh wow, they even made a toy of it. Yeah, we'll have to put this on the screen for you guys. Yeah, this is not something I'm aware of. That is something new. I already knew the artist or author or mangaki or mangaka, but
Mangaka.
Don't you mangaka me?
The only mangaka I know, well, the only one I know of and that I follow is Hiro Mishima, the guy that does Fairy Tail and Eden Zero, and yeah, that's the only one that I know of. So
I'm bad. I'm not a name person, so I'm very bad at people's actual names. So I'll just notice by art. That's how I'll pick up certain mangas or jump into certain animes and be like, I very well recognize that art. And then I'll look up the person and be like, it's you. I love you.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, I'll immediately forget their name.
That's how I am with voices.
Faces, arts, and voices, yeah. Names I'm terrible about. Like, being a movie buff and stuff, if you tell me, like, show me an actor, I can probably name what movies they've been in and the name of the characters in the movie, but 9 out of 10 times I'll forget the actor's name. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's how I am with a couple of like anime voice actors, both Japanese and English. I kind of like can point out where certain ones are, like the dude from Ghost in the Shell. God, what is his name?
Bato?
Bato, yes.
Yeah.
I love finding what he plays in both English and in Japanese, because he's just one of my favorite characters from Ghost in the Shell.
He's good. I like him in English because he does keep with his voice for most of the roles he does, but he does add a little bit difference, in my opinion, where some actors will just, like, voice actors will just, same voice, flat out, every character, every universe. But his voice actor has kind of changed it up a bit.
Well, did anyone else find out something recently that they just didn't know the answer to, or just didn't know?
I did. It was kind of work related, and I didn't know this was a thing. Like, I never paid attention to it. So, this is not 100% true, but it's pretty common. I didn't know there's, like, better scheduled weekends that events happen on. So, because I work at a job now that's 1 weekend on, 1 weekend off. And my weekend off apparently is the worst weekends of the year, where most events don't get scheduled. And there is a weekend of the years that events do get scheduled. And
really?
I just discovered that now at my age. I was like, man, every event that's happening from, there's comedy shows my brother and niece want me to go to, conventions, there was like this food carnival thing, and every one of these events and every one of these dates I looked up, I worked every single one of them. And
of course.
Yeah, I talked to my coworker about it, and he's like, yeah, there's a bad weekend and a good weekend, and you're on the bad weekends. So I did a little bit of deep diving into it, and it does seem like it's not 100% accurate, but there is more common that the every other weekend am working is like when stuff is happening.
That's why I love being off on the weekends.
Yeah, weekends off would have been great. I don't even mind working, honestly, the weekends, but like, it just sucks that it's landing like that.
I don't mind working weekends either. I just like, if I can, I would like to have only Sundays off, just in general. I just don't like working Sundays in general.
If I could, I'd just like to be a couch potato and be fat and watch anime.
Well, that would do the same except for gaming, but that's besides the point.
It's true.
I'm down for all of it.
Anyways.
You're down for all of it?
Sheen.
Gaming,
Ricky,
anime.
Gaming and anime. Ricky, Sheen, any of you guys found out something recently that you didn't know the answer to or just didn't know of?
Not really off the top of my head. Nothing springs to mind like, oh yeah, I didn't know this. That's cool.
Ricky found out staples are sharp. Staples are sharp. They can be, I just see them more as a blunt object.
Yeah.
Staplers can be sharp as well.
They can be sharp. Yeah,
true.
The metal ones. You get hit in the back with it.
Depending on like how they're made. Kyle, this little thing was like curled up in just the right way, and I was pulling some papers apart, and my thumb found
I gotta ask this because
the one underneath the sheet of paper, and it decided to say hello.
Sorry to interrupt you or stop you, Sheen. Also, screw you. In my elementary school, going into middle school, did any of you guys ever take staples and, like, I don't even know how to really describe this, hit the staple under the first, like, 1, 2, or 3, third layer of your skin? So this way, like, the staple's in your skin? No?
No, I hate that. I don't like anything like that at all. People at my school used to do it.
Okay. That was a weird phenomenon, like, I would say. I think I was in 6th grade that was just, like, the thing to do. People were just shoving staples under their skin.
Yeah. I knew a couple kids that did that, and I hated them for it.
Bro, I got a class like that one day before, because I just said I stapled myself, and they sent me to the nurse.
Imagine being that one kid in the family that did that at school, but completely forgot about it, and they were doing an important flying trip, and they had to go through the metal detector, and they just don't know what's going on.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and please, government, don't come after me. The metal detector wouldn't find it.
Yeah, I think it's either it's too small or it's of a certain type of metal that wouldn't really have it get set off.
So when I used to go, this was after 9/11 too, when they're really strict on everything, like baby toothpaste, take off your shoes, we're gonna put our hand up your butt, stuff like that. I had
cavity search.
Cavity searches, yeah. I had these sewing needle stoppers. So they're this like a long needle with a T-top to it. And they were about, I don't know, as long as my index finger. So let's say like 2.5 inches or so. I had 3 of them shoved into like the arm strap of my backpack. And I went back and forth to the airport on and off the planes for like 4 years straight and didn't know they were there. I found them 4 years later. I'm like, oh, that's right. I've been having these long needles in my backpack. Huh. Ugh. The airport never stopped me.
You said they're like 2.5 inches?
Yeah, they're like 2.5 inches long.
I think that's fine, dude.
I think it might be under the thing for it.
I think it's like up to 4 inches, I think, or something like that. 3 to 4 inches is fine.
But the weird thing is, the way I had them, though, if I was working at the airport, I would probably stop me. They're, like, strategically pinned on my backpack near my shoulder, so if I wanted to take them out and like stab somebody, I could have.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Kyle is the big T word.
Yeah, Kyle was the terrorist.
He's terrific.
You were really Huey from the Boondocks, weren't you?
I was.
You were really are Huey from the Boondocks.
I did. I mean,
Oh my god.
I did have nunchucks with me at one time. It didn't stop
You
me.
think you're the only master to nunchaku?
Chaku?
Oh,
Did I ever send you boys the picture from Japan of what not to bring on the airplane?
Yeah, I think you did. Pretty sure. If not, it's in...
A gun, like alcohol, a Molotov, a pair of sais, and some nunchucks. I was dying. I was like, huh.
No, all you need is a bow staff and swords, and you'll have the whole Teenage
Well, no,
Mutant
you
Turtles.
need to let Donnie and Leo get on the plane, because, they gotta travel.
Yep. Well, I know swords were on there too, obviously, but like I thought it was funny when I saw the sais and nunchucks. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Is that
Donnie's the only one not on the no-fly list.
Donnie can walk on in with his bow staff.
bow staff?
Walk on there with his
Perfectly
bow
fine.
staff. Yep. Not like it's a blunt instrument that can knock people's teeth in and knock them out. But
Hey, out there, man, when I was in the countryside and people were hanging up their clothing, I saw a few bow staffs holding up some pair of pants.
Hey, it could also be like the 2012 version, Dennis, and he could have a Nagitama, hidden in there.
Is the 2012... No, we're not going to get into this conversation.
Oh, wait, we're going to get into this conversation.
No.
What's your question? No. I want to get into this conversation.
No.
I love talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's my favorite.
I don't want to do it. We already talked about cartoons.
No, we're going to talk about it now. What's your question, Kyle?
Was the 2012 one... When did Ninja Turtles 2 come out, where they, instead of nunchucks, he had fish? Or no, was it fish or sausages?
Are you talking about Secret of the Ooze?
He's talking about Secret of the Ooze. That was in 99?
Because that was the second live-action one where they had to censor their weapons.
2012 is the Nickelodeon, kind of...
Oh, you said 2012. CG. Okay, I didn't hear a date. Okay.
Yeah, he said 2012.
Secret of the Ooze was apparently March 22nd, 1991.
Oh, I'm way off. I always thought it was later in the year. I guess I watched it when I was younger.
Look at you not knowing your Ninja Turtles knowledge. Hoser.
I'm not good with dates. I'm not good with dates at all.
Neither am I.
I would forget my own birthday if my people didn't remember me. Remember it.
I mean, I remember. My people didn't remember me.
Remember me.
I mean, the statement's not completely inaccurate.
Have the one true Dennis, the only Dennis.
The only Dennis. The other Dennis remembers you, and so thus you've been born. Don't worry, your birthday's on the same day as everybody else's birthday is.
Yeah, for you. Everybody is on some date in a month.
Sined comes out of the basement. Yep. Back in your hole. Back.
But we did take away from
Sheen.
We went off in a tangent. Yeah, Sheen. Anything new that you've discovered, madam?
Aside from a job, not really.
Jobs are hard things to discover. They don't really exist. They're a concept in your mind.
They're also a concept to all the bill companies.
Yeah. Well, bill companies don't care if you have a job. They just care if you have money. How you get it? Not their concern.
Nope. Because they want your money.
Yeah, they're like, get the money somehow. We don't care how you got it. You better get it, though.
Give me your
Meanwhile,
money.
Meanwhile, the IRS, they definitely care.
They also want just money, but I mean, they also want paperwork of why and how you're receiving money. For the most part.
Yep. They want that paper trail.
Yeah, paper trail.
They want you to figure it out yourself, though.
Yeah, they're not going to help you. It's like, hey, we want you to have a job and money to continue paying us, but, that part you...
No one's going to teach you how to do this either. No one.
Teach a man to fish? No, because then you won't buy food if you fish.
We want your money, and we want it legally.
I don't think it's legal, but that's just me.
It's a scam.
Yes.
It's a scam.
Life's a scam.
Oh, no! Why?
Life sure is a human race.
Not for Dennis. He's a Dennis.
I am a Dennis. I am the one true.
Well...
Anyways. Does anybody else have something that they want to share with the class?
I don't think so. Nothing really new.
Well, any kick-ass video games or movies or anything that you guys seen recently?
I mean, we were just playing Monster Hunter and having a hell of a time beating monsters into submission with our bare fist.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Running as 4 different Akumas, all different alt skins, and just beating the crap out of monsters.
What is it?
Me and
3
she were
Hulks and a
talking about
Ganondorf?
I think, yes, it was.
Yeah, it was 3 Hulks and a Ganondorf, yeah. Me and she were just talking about this to 2 other friends, and if they can just do that in Monster Hunter from now on, like, make it a weapon type, give gauntlets or something, Tonfas, it's like, please.
Tonfas would be nice.
Yeah, we just want to beat monsters with our bare fist, or gauntlets.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
Yep. It would be nice, because then, Ricky, you know more about Monster Hunter than I do. Did they have Tonfas at one time? Or was that a concept of one time?
As I recall, I think it was in the Chinese online game, I think it was. I think that's Frontier. They had another weapon. Come back to me in a second. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay.
Find us.
But yeah, they do actually need a new weapon type. Well, it would just, they don't need a new weapon type. It would just be nice to have a new weapon type.
Well, I know people
a
have
little
been
bit more.
asking for hand-to-hand combat
Yeah.
for a long time. I know they built it within like the lore of the game where that's not feasible. Much like in the
Yeah.
story, like where they're like, he was punching monsters with his fist? That's not possible. It's
Yeah.
inhuman. And then it's Akuma, which is
Well,
not human.
it's-
So
Yeah, he is a demon.
yeah, so that makes sense. But I mean, come on. At this point, we're wielding weapons that weigh like 3 to 4 times the weight of the hunter. We
Yeah.
can just give us gauntlets. We can punch monsters into submission.
We are already suspending the disbelief of giant monsters that are ranging from dinosaurs to dragons. I think we can suspend the disbelief of punching these things with our fists.
Yeah, we had dogs with knives. We have cats with bombs. We had, unfortunately, chocolakas or whatever the hell those dumb things were. And we have axes
Don't say
that
that,
switch
Kyle.
into
People
swords.
like him.
No, people shouldn't. People should be ashamed.
People
if
like
they
him.
him.
No, I'm not even joking. People do.
No,
like him.
I know
met some
people do.
that like
I've
him.
met them at expos, and I was like, "You disgust me. You're not a real
He is
Monster
as
Hunter
flawed.
fan. He's an abomination."
You know, I'll accept the Chakalaka if as long as people continue to hate Yuta or whatever his name is.
Oh, you hate that. If you hate the boy, you're accepted by me. I guess I've
Yeah,
kind of second that too.
I just the boy was annoying. The boy was the most
I
annoying.
mean,
thing
luckily
of the
enough,
whole
he
entire
doesn't
game.
like. Luckily enough, they're not adding him to further story. It seems like if they added him to the Street Fighter collab, I would have been like, please stop trying to push the kid on us. We don't care. Hit him. Have him sit by the tent. That's where he belongs.
Yeah, he just collects our materials.
Yeah, just collect our materials and don't talk to us ever again.
Every time I walk by, I hear his voice. I just get a little angrier.
Every time I walk by, I put on the
I just
Akuma
want to hang
suit.
him out. I'm just gonna start beating up attention people. I'm gonna start insulting
Him and
this
his
young
rock.
I wish he blew a rock on Akuma. He should have been the story. He should have been in the collab, and he pulled a rock on Akuma.
Speaking of Akuma, I think there's another scene with him later because I think he's still in the world right now. So there's a spot where he's fishing, and apparently you can attack him, and he'll demon rush you again.
Sounds about right.
Oh, I'll have
Is
to
he
take look
using
at
a
that.
fishing rod, or is he just straight up using his fist to grab the fish?
Well, it's
Punch the
Akuma.
water.
He's using a fishing rod because he may be a demon. He still likes to fish.
He's still a person, dang it.
You know what,
He's still
Shane?
a person, dang it.
You
He
can
still likes
empathize with
to
that
fish.
because I remember the number of times we were doing that one mission, and you're just like, "No, not the fishing rod again!"
Oh yeah, Switching out
Every
the fishing.
time is... Yeah, it's right next to the fist icon. It's not fair.
You can change what items are next to what, you know.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to do that just for Akuma.
I'm too lazy.
But also, I did find it. There were actually 2 weapons, and they're from Frontier. The first one I'm posting now, and I will be showing on the screen, are called the Tonfas.
Yes. I actually wish they would add this into the game again.
There's also another one called the Magnet Spike. It's now Tonfas are pretty self-explanatory, but the Magnet Spike here, according to the wiki page, this weapon is a heavy melee type weapon with the ability to switch between 2 different weapon modes, a slashing mode and an impact mode. The key aspect of the weapon is its magnetism ability. This comes from the large red and blue files located inside the weapon. Naturally, being a large, heavy weapon, it would be difficult to even handle or use in combat, but by manipulating the magnetic force in the weapon, most of the weight is lifted. It becomes possible to move so fast that it would otherwise be deemed unnatural.
So the switch
badass. Yeah, it's pretty much what's the precursor for switch axe.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
Let's
the blunt weapon that changes to a blade? Huh. What is that?
Well, yeah. There's a little more detail, but that's like the gist of it. Is like you can alter like how heavy it is to make it like a faster weapon, but not hit as hard. And
oh my god.
Go ahead, Ricky, it's like you're changing the magnetic polarity of it to make it either light maneuverable or heavy and strong.
I was looking at the picture you sent of the Tonfas, one of them. It's the Yaku.
Yeah.
It's the one monster that I really do hate.
The Yankutku.
Yankutku.
I think the Tonfa is the weapon that everybody who plays Monster Hunter wishes would come back.
Tonfas would be cool.
One of my favorite weapons. I like Tonfas. I like, of course I like swords, everybody does, but I like Tonfas. It's like the closest melee weapon I really like.
I think it's just it would almost be like having the gun lance but as dual blades. That would be really cool. I'd like that.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be very cool.
It'd probably be like a cross between like the dual blades, making them more blunt weapons, I'd say. Because even though like the one with the girl pictured here, which again I'm going to have on screen, even though it's got like spikes, it seems like something that would just let you hit the monster for more blunt damage. So like smaller, faster versions of the hammer, I'd say.
Yeah, something like that with like an explosive.
It depends on because I'm looking at the Yonkaku and it looks like it's a gun base, so it almost. I mean, I haven't seen gameplay of it, so I don't know how it works, but it looks almost like light bow gun mixed with dual blades.
So it looks like Monster Hunter World had a Devil May Cry collaboration. That would have been a good time to do something like that.
Something has to be happening with it though. That's why we got Street Fighter. Because
no, he's talking about it would have been a good time to bring in
Tonfas. For
at that time.
World?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
the
nice. One thing I wish that happened is like, man, World was just so good, so fun that I just not reached the funness level that World gave me. I wish World was like the permanent last Monster Hunter, but they kept adding stuff to it. Kind of like what Destiny said they were going to do.
Yeah, well, Destiny, yeah.
But of course, they can't do that because they won't make money if they keep adding to a single video game.
Exactly. But
Monster Hunter 37 will exist soon.
Having a roadmap isn't a bad thing. Plus, I think it's also kind of good to be visiting the different areas and stuff, because while World probably would have been a cool, like, final game, so to speak, I think just, like, bringing every monster possible that they could to this one area would have been a bit much, and trying to, like, expand to, it's all these other biomes, and it's just like, then why not just bring us to different lands?
Well, that's just it, though. They just did that and did different expansions, like how they did Iceborne, or do different biomes in World itself. Then they wouldn't have to continue releasing new games, totally changing all the mechanics for it, and having something that could possibly be worse. If they have reached something that is good mechanics, then just add more to that game, rather than completely changing around everything. Like, it's cool to get new lore and new lands, but like Rise, I didn't like the mechanics of Rise. I thought it was probably one of the worst ones I played. But the game was pretty. I liked the monsters, I liked the world we went through, but I wish it had the mechanics of World.
Yeah, World has some great mechanics, and this argument that can be put onto Call of Duty, Madden games, any of the sports games, any of the racing games. We all want, like, just this one. At this point, most gamers just want this one hub game, and then you just add to it or update it, because it's getting repetitive to keep buying the same game with just slight tweaks. The good thing is Monster Hunter doesn't just do slight tweaks, they actually add more to it as well. That's the only saving grace for Monster Hunter.
They kind of basically change it, and then they'll just take notes based off the change, and they'll try to go back. Like, Rise does show a lot of similar mechanics, same mechanics as World. So Yeah, is that no Wild? Sorry, Wild. Wild shows a lot of the same similar mechanics as World, so that's why it's easy to kind of jump back into that one.
Yeah, but I think it did take some stuff from Rise, like the writing of a monster being
The
with
main
you at all
transportation.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. While also, I do not like that the secret can't attack. It would be nice if it can do something. Because it looks like a little raptor. It should be able to attack like a raptor with you. It would be nice.
Yeah, but
That was
But
also the complaint
I do
people were
agree.
saying
Like dogs.
about like having the Palico and the Palamute. It's just like,
Yeah.
if you have these two with you, then like, what's the point of having a squad? You already have a squad with you.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say too. Like it's cool to have the feature like that, but then when we would play like Rise together, God, if there was 4 of us, there was actually like 8 of us.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Rise made
it was insane.
Rise made a baseline that you would have one of your pals with you. Now, if they made it strictly the Palamute, that would have been one thing, but they made it to where you could have it be your Palico. And because your Palico has access to all of its gear and stuff, you could basically have like a healer constantly, which kind of broke multiplayer a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, yes, makes perfect sense of why they didn't do it the way they did. I was just talking about, I like the concept of instead of a monster like the Palico that has weapons and stuff, looks like a monster. This is technically a monster, as you see in Wilds, fighting alongside you. It is actually using claws and teeth and actually attacking the creature alongside you.
But I
It's
think
just a cool concept that
these are-
I
these
understand
are like-
will not be work.
these are like oh my god. Trained ones. They're not
Yeah.
wild ones, so I don't think they have the same fight as like the wild guardian
Oh, yeah,
versions of
no.
themselves. But I do
Exactly.
say
I'm
it'd be
just-
cool if they did like, you remember how the dogs had the feature of they would grab onto the monster and it would kind of
Yeah.
like distract or take focus? They could have done something like that with the birds. Instead of the birds just standing there, maybe you could
Yeah.
do a command that would like run towards a monster and possibly distract it or something.
Or a knock or something. Something would have been nice. But I totally understand where, yeah, these creatures would overwhelm on multiplayer. And it did overwhelm on
Yeah.
multiplayer because how many times did we have all
That-
this chaos going on?
Dude,
with-
we just rolled through Rise. That's why I don't remember anything really of Rise, because like we
did kind of steamroll.
we
Rise.
just you guys just carried me basically to like level whatever, and I was just like, oh, I don't even remember playing the game. I remember picking up a switch axe, and also I was done.
It didn't even
Yeah.
seem like it took long before Monster Hunter World and the Frozen DLC went to Monster Hunter Wilds. I think Rise was only out for like half a year or a year maybe.
The DLC to Wilds was pretty quick, but Rise was out for a while.
You mean the DLC for Worlds?
No. Oh, you talk about Worlds 2 Wild Sheen, or sorry, Worlds 2
Well, he's
Rise?
He's talking
about-
about Iceborne.
He's talking about the time frame. Yeah, he's talking about so from Worlds to Iceborne to Rise to Sunbreak to Wilds. It doesn't seem like it that long in between Iceborne and Wilds, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know exactly how long Rise was out and Sunbreak was out before Wilds. I do want to say it was a good couple of years, though. It just didn't feel like it.
Maybe past a year or so. And even so, like it was meant to be DLC, so it wasn't like the full game. Maybe worse if it was a full game and then a year later they made another game.
Well, Rise and Sunbreak were full games. It's just they were not on a mainstream console. They weren't on the Xboxes or PlayStations.
I thought you
till
couldn't
later.
play Sunbreak without playing Rise.
Rise, you need base
Yeah, you-
Rise in order to play Sunbreak.
Yeah, so they
Which-
are the same game. It's just a DLC to it.
Yeah, it's the G
it's
it's the G rank.
Isn't the same for World?
Yeah.
Isn't the World and Iceborne the same thing? Like, I don't think you can play Iceborne by
Yeah,
itself.
you need
Well,
you
yeah,
need World
they're
to play
both,
Iceborne.
They're both DLCs. Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
They're not separate games. They're both DLCs.
Yeah, but he's talking about with the DLC he's talking about the time frame more than anything else.
I think
believe.
between
I don't want to put
Iceborne going to Rise, yeah, I think there was a short gap from that. But I think that's pretty
Yeah,
common
because-
because they did the same thing for whatever Sunbreak going over the Wilds. I think that was a pretty
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
gap as well.
I just think they gave World and Iceborne, World in general, just a lot more time and attention to DLCs and updates, and then Rise came out. I think it was just out for like a year or something, and then all of a sudden they got their brand new game Wilds released.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. You're thinking like that, but it wasn't. Why?
Yeah,
It's just,
we had it for some
Wild,
time.
We had Rise for some time.
Yeah.
It's just we touched it late in the game because it didn't. It was out on only the Switch. Not all of us had Switches, and that was actually the time before all of us were actually in a group talking as well.
So
Yeah, it
But
took
you got Ricky.
By the time I got to it, Ricky already was like beyond beat the game, so it took me a long time to get to it.
So, checking in on it, Monster Hunter Rise, the initial release date, which I believe was strictly for the Switch, that was March 26th, 2021. Then Sunbreak came out, and that was June 30th, 2022.
So it was a good 3 years in between, good 3 to 4 years in between Rise to Worlds.
Yeah, we got Worlds this year, right? It was earlier this year.
Wilds this year, yes.
Or Wilds, yeah,
we got
Wilds.
it earlier
It was like
this year.
what was it, February? I think
March.
it was March. Oh,
Late
dang.
February. It was either
February
or March.
28th, 2025 was the release date.
Oh, that's right. It was right after my birthday. That's right.
Dun dun dun. Doxed.
Dun, dun, dun. Dogs! I don't care. You can look. I looked it up. My information about me is on the internet. You just gotta find.
Oh
my
yeah, I
last
put it
name,
there.
which is
The
not
pictures
that
of
bad.
you at night at that party, they're there.
Kyle. We don't talk about that anymore.
That's right.
But it is kind of cool, at least I don't mind this thing that they're doing, because Wild, with the title updates, this one at least feels a little better than World for me, because base World I kind of got bored of very quickly because I felt the roster of monsters was a little too small. So I kind of lost interest for a while, and then when things started getting updated, then I kind of came back in, and then Iceborne happened, and I got back into it for a little bit. But same thing kind of happened with Rise. It's like, okay, so this diverse set of monsters is at least enough to keep me motivated, keep me interested. The title updates came around, but unfortunately those I'm a little less keen on than World.
Well, I feel that way about Wilds now. It feels like the monster roster for Wilds is more smaller than it was for World and for Rise itself. Because you said it yourself, the diversity of these monsters in Rise versus the other two, I like them a lot more. I want some of those monsters in Rise to come to Wilds or World or something. I want them to carry on. Like the mainstay for Rise. I would love to see that monster again, and I would also like to see the Gag Haras.
Yeah, the Gos Harag.
These monsters, Gos Harag,
No,
I'm sorry. I had the whole backwards.
You're fine, but I'm mostly just worried for Wild's sake, because for full disclaimer, this is like before Title Update 2 comes out, and while I'm very happy with who's coming out, because this is a very, very, very big deal
stoked
for the fact that this guy's coming back, I'm kind of disappointed that it's another Leviathan after the first Title Update was Mizutsune, which they did a fantastic job, but back-to-back Leviathans I think is a little much.
I forget that Mizuzune is in the same class as Lagiacrus. I really do forget that. But I'm super excited because Lag is one of my favorite monsters. He's actually my favorite monster in all of Monster Hunter in general, because I like lightning, and he was literally the flagship of the first Monster Hunter game I ever played, which was Tri. So I'm happy to see him back. I've been wanting him back since I stopped playing Tri. So I'm happy to see him, and I'm going to give Wild. I've been enjoying Wilds. As much as I do not like the pool of monsters that we currently have, even with Mrs. Zunebe added in, I feel it's kind of lackluster. I feel Worlds had the better monster pool than Wilds does, and I feel Rise had a better monster pool as well.
Yeah, it's
I just hope for Leggy Artist when he comes out. I don't think we'll get the underwater fighting experience that we had in Tri.
No, I don't think.
I thought that was a
I don't
fun
think
aspect.
we're getting that. I think that was as well, but I don't think we're going to get that.
If
back.
they tried it again now, it would probably be a bit better, because now they have a better handle on things. Because the first time around it was more experimental, which, that was my first game, so I got used to it very quickly. But for veterans, they were just like, this kind of sucks and stuff. That's why when we went from Tri and 3 Ultimate to 4. That's why we got stuff like the insect glaive to try and keep that 3-dimensional kind of thing happening, just without the water mechanics and like having to manage your breathing and stuff like that.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
won't get it now because they have to introduce it early into the game. They wouldn't just splash it
it's
in
not
now.
something-
They would have
Yeah,
done
it's not
some
something
kind of
that,
underwater thing now just to kind of get players used to the controls, then to spontaneously throw them in.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of underwater sections, but it's an on-rails type thing.
We won't see it, but we know where he's coming to. He's
Yeah,
gotta be coming to the flooded forest.
Yeah,
Yeah, they at least set up an area for him.
that's also another issue that I have, because, again, it kind of comes back to my issue that it's not only is it another Leviathan, but it's another Leviathan being introduced in the flooded forest. That's 2 updates in the same area. Give me a sand monster,
Yeah.
please.
Well,
No.
yeah, I agree with you. It would be great to have another sand monster or something crazy to have. You know, when was the last time we had the monster from Try that we had to face in only in multiplayer on boats, and all you gotta do is bomb them?
I'd love it. I'd love that they brought him back.
Who was that guy again?
Like Jen
I don't-
something.
Jin Maran.
Yeah.
Jin Maran. We have. Well, they won't because we have Jin Dahad, so same name, same kind of creature.
Well, they also wouldn't do it because it wouldn't make sense. Because his whole thing was like sand sailing, coming towards the city, the town, the whatever. It wouldn't make sense for him to be just all of a sudden floating towards this area.
I mean, didn't Wild start with us on a sand ship?
It did, but we're not. Well, I guess they could just introduce that area again. I mean, I wouldn't complain if they brought it in. I'd love it.
It'd be cool if he were a siege,
Yeah.
kind of like Kulv Taroth.
Something.
Yeah.
Like we said, this is before title update 2, and who knows, because they haven't updated the roadmap to my knowledge at this point on what they're going to do. Because I don't think title update 2 is going to be the last title update.
Oh, no, it's not.
I think there's going to be at least one more
Yeah, it's
before
going to
DLC.
be a while. Me and Kyle are just waiting for our Monster Hunter Tri-Boy to come back.
Never will be back again.
Never.
Even Oregon came back.
Never will see the light of day.
I don't even know who you're talking about, but never going to be back. He's never going to be back. Not
They
allowed.
they literally have a map for him, Sheen, and they will never see him again.
Yep.
Mine's never
Yeah.
coming back, man. Never.
Yours will never be back too. Yours is too big for this map because once again he'd be in the forest.
Yeah,
I mean, he could be in the regular plains as well, but they probably won't.
they could bring in the rust
Our
variation.
boys are
He
not
could be in the sands.
I'd be okay if Aragon came back. I think Aragon would be kind of fun, but we don't really have much of a good wide open cave area for Aragon.
Are you talking? You mean
Oregon's had a return before.
Wait, Oregon, or are you talking about Euructor? No, Acnactor.
No, Aragon. Agnator I like, but Aragon is the golden armor roly poly.
Oh, the Crimson Chin.
Yeah. I believe
Yeah.
he did have a return in it was like Worlds or something like that.
Yeah, he was in
But I
World.
recall
Yeah, he
seeing
came-
him in a different game.
Yeah, he was in World. He was in definitely 2 games. I don't know what the other one was,
Wait.
but he's definitely in 2 games.
I always thought it was Agnator that you wanted back. I'm
No,
It
no,
is.
Very wrong.
no, you're right. It is Agnator, but Sheen earlier said Aragon. And it's like, I do also like Aragon. I like the Crimson Chin.
The Cryptochurn.
The only thing is, like, every map he's been on has to have, like, wide openings for him to roll.
You know who it's going to be. You know exactly who's going to be.
They're gonna
coming
give us
back.
that. They're gonna give us the stupid other roly poly, the anteater that no one wants.
No. You know who's coming back.
Who? Kurapeko?
Nope.
Better not.
Basil Geese.
Basil.
The B-52
Yeah,
bomber.
a lot.
He's
Yeah, I
coming.
saw online people want Basil Geese back.
Him and Deviljaw are going to come back because those are main staples now.
Yeah, they have to have Devil Joe. I hate Basil Geese. We don't need Basil
Basil
Geese
Geese.
at
Yeah,
all.
Devil Joe wasn't
I
in the
don't think his
last
armor
one.
looks good.
Yeah, he was.
No.
He was in Worlds. He didn't
No,
come
no,
into
he
He wasn't in
Iceborne.
Rise or
No,
Sunbreak.
he wasn't in Rise. Yeah, he wasn't in Rise at all.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Or Sunbreak either. Huh.
They might have got rid of him, which is
Oh.
sad. But then again, this would be a good opportunity to bring him back, because if he wasn't in the last game, could have been this game.
Yep.
He's a giant pickle. Everybody loves the pickle.
Make him eat his tail.
Yeah, he had a great mechanic, especially for this, like where monsters are like holding other monsters in their mouth and stuff. Come on, Devil Jowl was doing that before it was cool. The game's made for him.
Well, gentlemen, unintentionally started talking about video games again, but that's what happens with with me here. Is there any other small little topics that you guys kind of want to talk about before we dip out for the day?
Not really. No, I think that was good. We got a decent conversation there again about Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
Well, always good to hang out with you guys and punch a T-Rex with our fists.
Yeah, yeah.
Punch a T-Rex, punch a monkey, punch a dwagon.
Punch a frog.
All good things. All good things.
We mauled that frog.
Yeah, that frog.
We did.
Frog had no chance. He just rolled up like, "What's going on,
He's just going about his he's just going about his day in the cavern. He's just like, I'm a big ass frog. I'm all buff and stuff. Oh, these little insects walking by me, they're terrified of me. He just looks up the hill and he sees 4 giant muscular men running down the slope coming at him, and we're just like, we're gonna beat the shit out of you.
We are here to pump you up.
You up?
You came to the wrong neighborhood.
you as a
I
pet?
live here.
He didn't even get to his base. We just beat him up, and then he died right outside his own front door.
Yeah, he did. All right. Not to get back onto Monster Hunter, but all right. If nobody else has any other topics, I say we can call it here, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, everybody, this has been the Dorks Podcast. I was the host today, Dennis. With me again is Ricky.
Au revoir, my friends.
Kyle.
Goodbye.
And Sheen.
Goodbye, good people.
Have a good time, guys, and have a good night.